Hello, I'm JC, and this is a Let's Play of Hardcore Blood and Bones. If you saw my last video, which was my first attempt at Let's Playing Blood and Bones, you know that it didn't go too well. Um, that was my 100th attempt at playing Hardcore Blood and Bones. Um, and it was the second time out of the 100 that I spawned in the middle of an ocean. So, it happens. It was pretty funny. I'm glad it happened for my first video and got that out of the way. So hopefully this time when I generate, it will be in some kind of survivable biome. So let's see, I've got it set to hardcore. Last time I had it set to biomes plenty for the world type. I have been told that that's not what you're supposed to do with this mod pack, which is a little bit confusing. Because generally you need to do that to get the correct generation, but what you're supposed to do with Blood and Bones is set it to default, not biomes of plenty. Apparently it can cause conflicts with cave generation. Um, so, thank you to Nasos for that tip. So let's go ahead and create the world. Okay, let's unpause the game and see what kind of starting position we've got here. Okay, looks like a mountain. Yeah, okay, that's not great. Mountains are, of course, very hilly, and they are not very good on food resources. We got a deciduous forest over here and some jade cliffs over there. I'm probably going to head towards the deciduous forest, pick up what food I can along the way. Do not see any roguelike towers, but I'm sure I'll be able to find one. As I'm heading out, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for any gravel I see. It's often easiest to find on hillsides, so that is one possible advantage to having spawned in a mountain. Grab some wood while I'm here. Just want to try to get about 18 logs worth. It's a little bit more than it's absolutely necessary, but it means that you can not be quite so careful with your wood supply on the first night. I'm not sure if pine is one of the ones that doesn't work with all the recipes, but it should work well enough for the first night. See, there's a little bit of gravel up here, so let's grab that. Load in. There we go. Maybe I won't grab that. Just one. Well, let's see if there's more behind it then. There is more behind it. Okay, I'm going to do something that I generally would not do, but I'm going to pillar up and grab it. Just because gravel is really important. And I might find it more easily accessible later on, but just in case, I don't want to be caught out without it. So I like to get, so at the bare minimum we want to get 9 pieces of gravel, and that, well, that wasn't worth the food resources. At the very minimum you want to get 9 pieces of gravel, so that you can make at least 3 flint for your starter tools. I like to try and aim for getting 21 if I can find enough, just so that I have some extras for a saw and for repairing my pickaxe. It's a little bit better to try and stick to one wood type, but this is right in the way, so I'll grab the oak. It's not a big deal. I'm going to try and head around here with as little jumping as possible. That's going to cause damage, though, if I fall there. Not the best route I've picked out. But I do want to get into the deciduous forest rather than the jade cliffs, because those are also quite hilly. Let's take another look at the map map and see what we got. Okay, we've got an oasis over here and a prairie. Now you might think a prairie would be good for food, but actually it's pretty terrible. The determining factor about whether a biome's plenty biome is good for food is actually more to do with how much ground cover is generated. So the prairie has so much tall grass that it doesn't have any room to spawn harvestcraft edibles. So we'll try and avoid that one. Okay, so forests aren't always great, because often mobs will be able to persist in them, but they're better than mountains. I thought I saw a berry on top of there, but looks like it's out of reach at the moment. That's okay, because we've got food down here. Take some rutabaga and rhubarb. I'm not the biggest fan of the rhubarb skin in this pack. I'm probably going to try and figure out a way to replace that at some point. I've got enough wood right now. I'd like to get some berries. There's some blueberries over here, so let's grab those. So, always eat your food that can't be prepared first, like on your first day. And only eat one piece of food at a time, just so you get the full saturation from it. It's not 100% necessary. Food isn't quite that tight, but it can help in the beginning. Okay, let's see. I'll keep an eye on the forest for any food. Like you see, there's no food here in the prairie. But I'm going to actually head over to the oasis and see if I can get myself some quicksand, which is always nice to have for the first night. Speaking of things I want for the first night, I do not see any roguelike still, which is a little bit unfortunate because I would have liked to get a torch for the first night. Ooh, okay, this is one of the best food sources that you can find. These are the Biome's Plenty wild carrots. For whatever reason, their hunger values haven't been nerfed by hunger overload, so you can eat them and get quite a bit of hunger and saturation. I think they apply a weakness debuff, but it's not a big deal. Not sure what causes the dimming of the screen after I close my inventory. You see a couple hunches of saturation. A hunch and a half. Which seems really great in Blood and Bones. wouldn't be too great in vanilla, but grab some bamboo. Actually, grab it. It's a little bit laggier than usual. Might just be because I'm recording. So I'll have to see what I can do about that. So this is quicksand. In this texture pack, it's fairly easy to see. Might change that later on. Something a little bit more like the original, where it's you can actually accidentally walk into it if you're not paying attention. Try and grab a little bit more than that, just in case I don't head back to this oasis in a while. that is enough to set up an initial fall trap. Okay, and the other thing I desperately need is gravel, because I have enough for one flint. And it is getting kind of... oh, crap. So, my game's frozen up a little bit as the sun's falling. So let's look on the map and see what we've got. Okay, this may be a very... oh, there is a roguelike over here. So we may actually end up holing up in the roguelike tonight. It looks like it's one of the stone ones, so sometimes those have gravel in them. So we'll see what happens. The towers themselves, like the upper part, are generally pretty safe, especially on the first day. Don't want to head down, and if you're going to spend the night in one, you probably want to block up the routes in. Let's see. Yeah, this is a lot laggier than I'm used to. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit cheaty and turn on the... so I don't fall in a hole. Oops. That's not a chest. Where's the chest? That's not a chest either. There we go. These always have a torch in them. So let's go ahead and put that on our head so we can actually see what we're doing and block up this area a little bit for tonight. Generally, so laggy. Actually, I'm going to restart the recording here and restart my game. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. You see the performance is a little bit better now. Not sure entirely what happened. Sometimes just have to restart it. I'm gonna go ahead and eat another one of these wild carrots. I always like to switch off of the food right afterwards to avoid the double eating bug. Again, not something that matters in vanilla, but which is rather important in Blood and Bones. This is a little bit dangerous. Okay. I'm gonna actually try and block off the area down further, now that I can actually see. What I can use is quicksand, because it's easy to pick up. This one is good, okay. Now, so there is cobblestone in this type of tower, so I'm not 100% sure that might be monster, or it might be silverfish, but I don't think it is, because unfortunately, I don't know if this is a feature of the Sphax pack or the Optifine, but I can see silverfish eggs inside of stone, but I don't know if that's also the case for cobblestone, so that might get griefed. I'll try and avoid that. But okay, so that's fairly secure down here. I hear a monster outside, but I don't think I can get me. Let's block that off. Or it might be downstairs. Okay. And let's block that in. Okay, that should be alright for the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and get started making my Tinker's Construct stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and use this pine wood rather than the oak, because I don't think pine, I think, is one of the ones you can't use for armor. Like I said, one thing it stays aside from that. Then I make enough to make 7 stencil patterns, or blank patterns rather. 3 of them are for making the necessary Tinker's tables. I've done this so many times. And then the other 4 are for making your initial set of tools. Part builder and tool station. So you do not need a tool rod pattern. You pretty much never need a tool rod pattern. You can just use a stick, or you can just manually craft these stone tool rods when you're ready to upgrade to the casting table. So grab a pickaxe head, shovel head, axe head, and go all the way over to the tool bin. I should probably have done this already. So I'll just have enough for the basic tools. That's okay. Put the extras here in the chest. Let's grab that stone. No, we don't need that stone pickaxe. That's only useful if you find it on the first day before you make your own pickaxe. And then it's of limited use. Of course, always grab the pants. Some snazzy pants. Okay. Okay, let's go and see if we can... Trying to decide what I want to do. Normally I would do a little bit of mining. I might try and do that. Ow! Okay, so I was just shot by someone. It may have been through one of the holes. Okay, it looks like it was through a hole. Okay. Should be okay. Only hit my absorption heart, so I'm alright. That generated as part of the floor upstairs and fell down. That's not any help to me. Oh well. Okay, because I would have just fallen through it if I had walked on it. And there's nothing that's going to come up through the hole. So let's try and do some mining, maybe. Oh, it's almost daytime. I think I must have lost some time when I was unloading and reloading the game. Oh well, that happens. At least get enough stone so that I can do some stonework tomorrow. Well, so now it is dawn of the second day, so I guess we should probably just call that our first episode. Um, I managed to live through the night this time, and I have the basic tools all set up. Got some stone, some extra one or a little bit of extra gravel. Um, so I should be able to head out tomorrow, find some more food, and maybe try and find a more permanent location to settle down. So thanks for watching. See you next time.